Hello everyone, Manthrall here, and welcome back to Suggestion Saturday video. Now, today's video is actually going to be about the unfinished business again within RuneScape. I know I said I was going to touch on like different skills, different bosses, different quest lines. The problem is there's too much unfinished business that's actually out there, and I want to actually address something now, because I'm sure I already know there's actually a lot of people out there who agree. My point is going to be coming up because of this poll right here for the mining and smithing rework. They're saying about tidying up unfinished business, right? Well, here they're saying about releasing some content now and then releasing some content later on. So this content that they'd be releasing would be the stuff for 70 up, for the high level skilling, and then the low level skilling would be filled out later on. Which, my suggestion for this is absolutely stop doing that kind of crap. The reason I say that is because the whole reason why there is so much unfinished business is because of those kind of things, because of trying to get things out too soon. With them constantly trying to get things out too soon, they're creating more of a backlog while they're trying to create new updates. It's a bad cycle, and eventually that backlog is just getting higher and higher and higher, where, you know, in certain things in the world, a backlog is a good thing because it always keeps somebody busy. But for a gaming world, backlog is a horrible thing, because if you have that much of a backlog where there is so much content that needs to be out that is not out, it's just going to be hurting the game and finishing it up. So now I understand you can never truly finish up a game like RuneScape because it is a never-ending game, which is perfectly fine. You know, that's fantastic. But you also don't want to have it to the point of where you're constantly falling farther and farther behind because you keep getting out new stuff. They can't be doing that anymore. They gotta stop doing that. If they want to do the RuneScape Mobile, that's fantastic. You know, that's fine. That to me is going to be beneficial to a lot of people. I know me personally, like if I'm out and about, or let's just say I'm, you know, laying down on the couch and, you know, I feel like playing RuneScape, but I don't want to go on my computer. You know, it'd be fine. Which, I don't think they sent out the key invites for the beta version yet, but I'm really hoping to soon get one. And if I get one, you know, I'll of course, you know, I'll try to find some way to record. Oh, I know exactly what I'm doing. Never mind for that. But the unfinished business, it's just there's too much. They got to stop doing stuff like the mining and smithing one, like they were asking people. Now, thankfully, other people are seeing it the same way, because there is, it takes 75% to pass it where they would release the content early. And right now, there is 70%. There's actually, their math doesn't add up. There's actually 71% that are against it, and there's 29% that is for it. Yeah, my math is right. Yeah, 29% that's for it. So, I mean, you don't want to keep constantly releasing stuff like that. I mean, it's horrible. That's why we have so many unfinished updates. That's why we have so, like, Invention Batch 2 is coming this year, or this month, and Invention has been out for, you know, a little while now, and it's part of the things that are fundamentally wrong with updates. You don't keep doing that. Now, if there's a problem down the road, and something needs to be changed, or something needs to be fixed, that's another thing. That's fine. But to, you know, just to put it off, just to come back to it later, that's not good. But there is a benefit, and I'll actually explain a little bit as to why that it's not a good idea. Number one, you're releasing unfinished content to people, and it's going to feel unfinished, and people are not going to like that as much. And that's one thing that Jagex has been very bad with for the past few years, is unfinished content. So we need to stop doing with the unfinished content, because that'll actually make things more fun for players to actually have finished content. That'd be like, okay, hey, we're going to release a quest. We're going to release half the quest now and half the quest later on. That's essentially what they've been doing, and that is not good. And I've never seen a person. Okay, but and another bad thing is it actually kind of makes it harder for the developers, and it could actually create problems for the coding down the road. And the reason why I say it could be problematic for the coders is because, well, if they're coding it right now, it's all fresh in their minds. What's to say down the road, whenever they're coding, that they had something in mind that they wanted to put in place, but they forget about it? Well, if they had forgotten about it, it's going to make it non-existent anymore. And maybe it was a really brilliant idea. Maybe it was really horrible, but maybe it was really brilliant. So if you put things off, you're changing the coding, you're making things harder. Granted, yes, it does give people a break from working on certain things, but it's the type of job it is. I hate to say it that way, but that is the job. The job is coding, the job is development. So I'm sorry, but that's just something that is what it is. And as far as content goes, like, okay, let's say you release everything in one go. We all know then how it's going to perform. The way it is, how it's supposed to perform. If there's a glitch, yes, you can solve it. Let's say you release half now. There's a whole bunch of stuff that comes out in the meantime. Release the next part. And for whatever reason, there's something that doesn't work now because of some other content, and now you have to try to figure out, okay, well, why isn't this working properly? Is this working with this? Is this working with that? So instead of, having all these little potential hiccups, it's just easier to have it all in one go. So that's my main points, is if they release everything at once, this goes for any company too, if you release everything at once instead of half and half, you're giving more to your consumers, you're giving more to your players, and it makes them feel better. It's more appreciated. The content is more well liked. It's one of those things where you have to put your all into every single piece of content. And I hate to say it, but Jagex has not been doing that lately, these past few years. And I absolutely love RuneScape, don't get me wrong. And I'm a fan of Jagex as well. But these past few years, there's been a lot of things that have been getting phoned in. And I'm sorry, I hate saying that personally, but it's true. And Menaphos is actually a good example of it. Because, I like Menaphos, don't get me wrong, but they should have released everything at once. Not, here's this, here's this, here's this, here's this. Now, if they wanted to have it kind of like a world event thing, where things like are slowly happening as, it comes to be, kind of like how Tuska was. There was different stages of her arrival, and then there was different stages of defeating her. That was different. Those kind of events where there's like different parts, different processes of things going on. Like, let's say, the corruption of Menaphos it was just starting to get out of hand whenever you arrived. And that's why, maybe certain things were starting to happen kind of funny. Maybe things were getting, and the Magister was getting too unrelenting. He was starting to get too aggressive. Maybe that's why the soul obelisk started popping up. Or the reason why the corruption bugs are spilling out here and there is because there's too much corruption. Overbuilding now. Rather than, it was just a missed update. That's the kind of stuff that's kind of bad. So this whole video, this whole suggestion about it is to stop doing that. No more half-released updates, no more half-released anything. If there's a problem, if there's a bug, okay, let's fix it. That I understand. Let's fix it. But no more part releases. If they do that, this game will really start taking off again like it used to. That's actually it for my video today, so thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, later guys.